What's going on, everybody? This is afrothinktank. I'm just walking down a random street in Trinidad looking for something to eat because I'm hungry, right? But what I want to talk to you guys about is how I believe and how I see that the Caribbean has the best form of what we would like to call Pan-Africanism, right? Now, Pan-Africanism is an ideology, like I keep trying to tell you guys, and it's not like a club, all right? It's not like a cult group of people who like just made up a name or something. Like it's an ideology. It lives and breathes by itself, right? And it manifests itself in the Caribbean, because you got to understand the Caribbean, right? We always talk about the Caribbean, you know, as if it's one place, but the Caribbean are a combination of many different nations, you understand? Black nations, right? And they unify and they come together quite often, and they encourage it. They encourage unification and coming together a lot, right? And it manifests itself, you know, in the form of fetes, partying, right? Which is something that black people worldwide are known for doing, right? Fetes and partying, right? And it's always encouraged for black people, no matter what flag you fly, to unify, to be together, right? Fly your flag. It don't matter what black flag you flying, fly it, right? Because we're one group of people, right? Just many nations. Africans are people of many nations, right? But it doesn't mean we can't unify under being African, right? We all do the same thing. We party the same way. We late to every single event we go to the same way. We late. We never on time, ever, right? That's how we roll, right? It don't matter what black it is, whether you're in Nigeria, Trinidad, Jamaica, Atlanta, DC, New York, we ain't coming until after we supposed to be there, period. Right? And we all, despite our many flags that we fly, we all, our similarities is so ridiculous. You gotta not notice it on purpose. You gotta like actively try not to see. You gotta be blind, all right? Even if you was sleeping under a rock, you still would see the overwhelming similarities between us African people all around the world, right? And I just implore the African Americans, right, to embrace flying your flag as a proud African American, while also embracing other Africans, you know, who've got another flag, you know? And just because they got another flag doesn't make them our opposition, doesn't make them our competition. Those are our brothers, right? Now think about this. Would you want, you know how boring a world would be if we all was doing the same thing and, you know, dressing the same way and speaking the same language and wearing the same clothes and all thinking exactly the same way? It would be boring. Who wants that, right? The beautiful thing about being black and African is that we are literally the world, guys. Look how, you know, they really did a number on us. They messed our heads up. We are the planet. African people we are the world. You understand? Like, legitimately, our continent of Africa are the Caribbean islands, which we reside in, right? South America as well, where we reside in. I mean, we're massive. We only need each other. We got enough diversity amongst ourselves to where we can look at ourselves and be like, oh, that's exotic, and he's still staying black. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have every spectrum, every shade of brown, every hair type, every phenotype, everything. We have it all. We don't need to go outside of ourselves for anything at all. That's how vast and how many variants we have of African people, you know? And I just think that some of our African Americans who never traveled anywhere, who never been anywhere, don't seem to take that in consideration. Like for instance, people like to call me Chinese, right? Because they look at me and they assume, ooh, look at these hippocampus eyes. He must be Chinese. But the thing is, what you guys don't understand is hippocampus eyes are African. That's something you need to get in your mind. Hippocampus eyes are African. Some of my descendants are of the Sankoy people. Those are the original people with the hippocampus eyes. Many West Africans, Central Africans have, matter of fact, hippocampus eyes is very common amongst black people. It's one of our traits, right? But a black person who thinks that a stereotypical African looks like, you know, the dark-skinned, big-nosed, big-eared, round-eyed African. That's not all Africans. That's one type of African, right? That doesn't, Africa is massive. It's like I keep saying, it's the planet. It's like the majority of the arable and plantable and livable land on the earth. You understand? And that's our home, and we have that. So all I'm saying is, I just like how the Caribbeans do it here. You know, they've been unified down here. Islandic, of course, you got your rivalries like brothers and sisters and stuff. But that's normal, right? You're gonna fight. We all, brothers and sisters, fight. We all gonna fight. But at the end of the day, when it comes to our opposition, we gotta unify and understand that we all have a common enemy on this planet. There's a barbarian, right, that will stop at nothing. They will stop at nothing at trying to take our stuff and take us, because for some reason they are very much enamored with us and they just can't leave us alone. So we have to protect ourselves. We can't distract ourselves by fighting and not paying attention to what's happening to us outside, you know, because of the petty squabbles that we have with each other. We have to protect each other because there are people who want our shit. You understand? People who want to harm us because they're jealous of us. So we have to unite. You know, and it's happening now. And so when people say, oh, Pan-African is dead, no, it's not. Pan-African is working. The reason why people say Pan-Africanism is dead, because they see it working. It's the only thing working. It's happening. So don't believe that it's dead. Don't believe any of that. It's happening. It's a natural way of thinking. And global black Africans are slowly but surely gelling themselves together, figuring it out. That's what we're doing. And it cannot be stopped. This is an unstoppable force. Nothing can stop Pan-Africanism. You can't kill a person and stop Pan-Africanism. You can't kill ideology. And Pan-Africanism is one of the best ideologies that black people can have. Instead of having a cult-like religious ideology, we can have a culture-like African love ideology of Pan-Africanism. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, that's all I wanted to say for now, guys. Afro Think Tank, learn something, teach something. I'm out.